Hey, my little open did not play, but I am here. Hey, I'm Jackie Purcell. We're with Picture Alaska. This is our edition for this week, and we want to share some of those photos, videos, and this time we're going to be focusing on the month of March, and it's kind of a transition month. We didn't have a lot of snow here in the Anchorage area, but we have seen still dark enough nights that is giving us a chance to see the aurora, plus clear enough nights that some of the Spurr volcano steam has been causing quite a stir as folks are seeing, hey, what's going on? It is still at an advisory level, so we do want to let you know that. In fact, that's where we're going to start, is right at Spurr, and you can see that this is our time lapse starting from about 3 hours ago. Not as much steaming today, at least not visible. Spurr is at peak right in the middle, and the peak that we're watching is called Crater Peak. So it's the vent that has not only erupted in 1992, but it also erupted in 1953. I remember the 1992 event. Yes, there was quite a bit of volcanic ash that did fall on the city of Anchorage, and yeah, we had to get new air filters for our cars because it was all over the roads, and it did cause quite a stir. Now let's get to some of our viewer photos and videos. There have been some great auroral displays, and we're going to take you out to Rainy Pass Lodge. Look at that green kind of curtain that's just hanging over the lodge. Thank you so much to Travis Ennis for sending that in, and the clear skies certainly are a bonus when we get displays like this. And this was as far south as Perryville, Alaska, Rena Cosbrook, and look at that kind of a pink, purplish, even red shimmer to the aurora there. But I saw a couple of other folks that had red in that aurora. This is out of Lake Louise. Thank you to Ken Solden for showing us this. And a lot of times out toward Lake Louise, they have a great expanse of open sky that's not really hemmed in by mountains, so they can really get some great vistas of not just of the stars, but also the northern lights. And then let's get into this video. This was from Jessica Vallon. This is the sunset, and you can see Sleeping Lady, Mount Susitna. It's kind of the Anchorage Bowl there. She said she was out walking with her young son, and he was a bit concerned. She does pan over, and you can see some of the again, the city area in the foreground. That's Fire Island, where we have some wind turbines, but she also is able to pick out Mount Spurr, and that was a couple of nights ago. In fact, we have quite a bit of these images, but we're going to start with one from King Cove. This is cloud cover, and it's a specific type of cloud, and it is called a lenticular cloud. And when it's over a mountain like that, it could be, if it was a little bit lower, you could call it a lenticular cap, but it's a lenticular cloud. It forms over these mountains specifically due to the wind flow. And this one looks like it was highlighted. Maybe it was the sunrise. So they're corresponding on the other side is the map of King Cove. It's right by Nelson Lagoon, just south of Nelson Lagoon. That's located on the Alaska Peninsula. So thank you to Benita Babcock for sending that in. We got a couple of other really interesting clouds. We'll have to wait till the next Picture Alaska for that. Out of the Big Delta area, check out this aurora from Nick Marchuk. And these just look like multiple curtains of aurora. Wow, it is so great. I'm so glad that at least even moderate activity has yielded some pretty amazing auroral displays. Now this is not Mount Spurr. This is rather Augustine volcano. This is from Nanwalek looking across the inlet. Thank you to Eugenia Moonen. And a little bit different fact about Augustine volcano is that it's actually its own complete island. It's called Augustine Island, and Augustine volcano is on that island, and it's kind of just to the west of Homer. So you can see it pretty nice from Homer, Anchor Point, Nanwalek, of course. And it is pretty spectacular looking, but it is its own little island, unlike Iliamna or Spurr or even Redoubt here along the inlet. Now we're going to get to some of those steaming pictures from the other night. And this did kind of generate a lot of commenting, a lot of interest, because we had very clear skies and there were some steam. And as the temperatures were cooling through the evening, that steam was just getting a little more and more visible. You can even see a jet flying over at the moment that Janice Bunting took this photo. So many of you sent in some photos. Check out that one from Gregory Berry. Also from the sunset as Mount Spurr was continuing to let off some steam, literally. And that wasn't the only kind of evening pictures we saw. This was actually, I believe, from the AVO webcam. I did kind of capture one of those images. I like there's a bird on that tower, I think. He's like, wow, what is going on over there? But that was from earlier this week on the 26th. So that was that night that Spurr was really steaming. This is Sandy Croto's photo, and she took a couple of close-ups also from the same evening. It did look impressive, but luckily it was still at this point steam, Mount Spurr. You can see I put it on our satellite image map and tick off the imagery. You can see a really good look at that volcano as well as Sandy's image. Olga Uyumik also coming out of the, I think this was across the inlet as well, so she saw that as well. Now let's get to as far as the other pictures across the Mount Spurr spectrum. Leslie Holland sending this one in, and if I sound a little distracted, I'm trying to read the cap. I think she's asking about closed captioning. I'm not sure if it's on. I'm sure it would be on, but maybe a lot of times it's just kind of a little button that you would turn on your computer. So I'll ask our engineers about that, but I'm pretty sure that you can choose to have it on or not. Let's again, Leslie Holland, thank you so much for sending that in. Again, that was earlier in the week when Mount Spurr. If you want to send your pictures in, we can always do that, because you can go to alaskasnewssource.com and you go to the tab that says submit photos and videos, and that would be very easy. So I want to thank everyone who submitted their photos and videos this week. It was quite a week of watching the volcano, and in fact that brings me to a really good position. I want to tell you that we have that volcano special, Volcano Watch, coming up at 6:30 tonight, so make sure that you watch that. It just will give you a lot of good ideas, and also the history of Spurr and some previous eruptions that it has had that has resulted in ashfall in the Anchorage and other parts of the South Central region. So, hey, have a good one out there, and join me next time on Picture Alaska.